It sucks about Game of Thrones, and when we go to review that show, we'll get more into it. But after season 4, it's not that great. Season 5 is okay. Season 6 it's got good moments, and then season 7 and 8 are just awful.
Yes, absolutely. One thing that they left out of season 4, which I really wish they hadn't, because if they had put it in, it would have made season 4 a lot better. And that is Tyrion's first wife.
Yeah. What was it, Tysha?
Tysha, yes.
Yeah, now that...
They left that out for some known reason. And then they have the gall in season 8 to bring it up randomly on a fucking table.
Well, in the books, Tysha might still be alive, raising a kid somewhere else.
She could be, but the problem was she was by the entire house guard.
The kid's got long hair. And I've just only heard this recently, because I haven't read the books yet.
Yeah.
But there is a prostitute that one of the characters encounters that seems like she could be Tysha, and she has a daughter that's got golden hair. And a lot of people think that that's actually her.
Could be.
I don't remember which character encounters her, but...
Wow, that's
There's so many prostitutes in Game of Thrones.
There's a lot of prostitutes. That's the thing, is that she wasn't a prostitute. She was turned into a prostitute by Tywin. But no, leaving that out really kind of... I mean, season 4 is still really good, but leaving that out leaves out a couple of huge gut punches that season could have ended on.
Yeah.
Because it ends with Jaime and Tyrion being on good terms in the show, which in the book they're not on good terms because Jaime lets Tyrion know what exactly happened with Tysha, and then they're not on good terms when Tyrion leaves.
Yeah.
Huge fault. And then season 5, I can barely remember season 5. What the fuck happened?
I think Jon Snow dies at the end of that season.
He dies at the end of the season, and then Battle of the Bastards in season 6.
Do they have
season 5 is the fucking Sand Snakes.
Is that the Watchers on the Wall season where they have
No.
Leslie dies?
No, I think the Watchers on the Wall is in season 4 as well.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty sure it's season.
Man, what happens in season 5?
That's the Sand Snakes. The Sand Snakes is what happens in season 5. You want the bad pussy.
You want a good girl, but you need the bad pussy.
It's bad. It's real bad.
So, something interesting that I want to point out. So, Jaime's got one hand, right?
Uh-huh.
And I'm surprised George R.R. Martin didn't do this, because it's what I would
just call him Gurm.
Yeah. He still tries to use like a medieval sword and all that in the books, right?
Yeah, he just uses his left hand.
They should have made him use a fucking cutlass.
Yeah.
It's a one-handed sword. They can be just as sharp as a fucking broadsword, and you can focus on speed.
Yeah.
That would have been perfect. I don't understand why he... I mean, I do. It's more of a medieval setting, but have one of the maesters design something like that for him. It could work.
Yeah. I was kind of expecting him to have some kind of a sword replacement for his hand of some sort. But no, they just give him a golden hand, which he does use to bash people in from time to time.
I don't give a rap.
Jaime is definitely one of the more interesting characters in that show.
Yeah. I love Jaime as a character in that show, because you start off absolutely hating him, and then you understand him, and then you want to follow him, and then you end hating him again.
Just because of Dumb and Dumber.
Yes. I've had discussions with a few people about Game of Thrones where they've said they liked season 8 because at least they just got to the action, and there wasn't as much talking. And
but
my response
there has to be a build-up.
The talking was the good part.
Yeah.
The scene where Jaime is explaining to Brienne why he killed the Mad King while they're in a bathtub is one of the greatest acted scenes. It's tense. It's character developing. It's an amazing scene.
There it is. There's the look. You all despise me. Kingslayer. Oathbreaker. Mad King was obsessed with it. He loved to watch people burn. He burned lords he didn't like. He burned hands who disobeyed him. He burned anyone who was against him. Arrows of traitors everywhere. So he had his pyromancer place caches of wildfire all over the city. Finally, the day of reckoning came. Robert Baratheon marched in the council after his victory at the Trident. But my father arrived first, promising to defend the city against the rebels. It's never been one to pick the losing side. I told the Mad King as much, but the king didn't listen to me. We opened the gates and my father sacked the city. He told me to bring him my father's head. Then he turned to his pyromancer. Burn them all, he said. Tell me if your precious Renly commanded you to kill your own father and stand by while thousands of men, women and children burned alive, would you have done it? Would you have kept your oath then? The king turned to flee. I drove my sword into his back. I don't think he expected to die. That's where Ned Stark found me.
If this is true, why didn't you tell anyone?
The Honorable Ned Stark wanted to hear my side. He judged me guilty the moment he set eyes on me. By what right does the wolf judge the lion? By what right?
Oh, the king's there!
Jamie. My name's Jamie.
And it has no action in it. Just a description of it.
And some of the interactions between characters are fucking god tier. Like, one of my favorites is the the scene where Tyrion's like walking in while Joffrey is just torturing Sansa.
Yeah.
He says something, I don't remember what he said to Joffrey, but the Kingsguard is like,
Yeah.
Says something about threatening the king, and he's like, if he speaks again, kill him.
Yes. If he speaks again, kill him. See, that was a threat.
The king can do as he likes.
The Mad King did as he liked. Has your Uncle Jamie ever told you what happened to him?
No one threatens his grace in the presence of the King's Guard.
I'm not threatening the king, sir. I am educating my nephew. Bronn, the next time Sir Meryn speaks, kill him. That was a threat. See the difference?
Season 2 Tyrion is like peak Tyrion. He's amazing in that season.
Yeah, and the writing in it was just fantastic in those seasons too.
Because they're following the books.
Yeah, especially Tyrion's whole little trick with marrying off Cersei's daughter. That was awesome.
Yes.
That whole
thing is amazing. He wants to know who's going to lie, or he wants to know who's going to be the one to tattle on him, basically. Yeah. So he gives a different thing to 3 different people.
Yeah, no, that is brilliant writing. Yes. What happened? They ran out of source material.
They really did.
I don't give a rap.